Hello students, welcome back. So we were discussing about the differences between the EMF and the potential difference. Okay, and then what are the different conditions if we change the voltage of the Daniell cell. Fine. Now let's talk about electrochemical series. Now this we know that with the help of standard hydrogen electrode, we can measure the electrode potential of different electrodes. Yes, with the, you can say with the help of SHE, a number of electrodes of which electrode potential can be determined. Okay, so the series. So which electrode potential we are measuring? Reduction, electrode reduction potential. So the series, you can say, the series in which the elements are arranged in order of their reducing tendency. So that series is known as electrochemical series. Okay. So it is defined as the series in which elements are arranged in order of their increasing, reducing tendency. Okay, or you can say that in order in which the reduction potentials are arranged. Okay, so I am just discussing the series with you, and the series, all the electrode potential, that is E naught's reduction of cell measured at 298 Kelvin because it is under standard condition. Fine, and its value is fixed, and this whatever they have calculated for the 1 molar concentration. Okay, 1 molar concentration at 298 Kelvin. If it is a gas, so then it will be a pressure. Fine, so let's consider here reaction. It's oxidized form, taking electrons and gets the reduced form. Fine. So at the top, fluorine is present, 2 electrons, and it will give fluorine. Okay, get the 2 fluoride ions. Then cobalt is there. Cobalt, here it is 3 plus. After losing accepting 1 electron, it will become 2 plus. Then hydrogen peroxide is there, H2O2 plus 2H plus 2 electron gives you water, 2H2O. Fine. And then series will continue. Then I am taking hydrogen. Okay. Then so many elements are there again. Then I am taking the last one, lithium. Accepting 1 electron gives you lithium, this solid form. Okay. So this is about the electrochemical series. The whole series is given in your NCERT. Just go through it. I am not having space, so I am not writing the complete series, but only I am just taking the few parts of that so that you just understand what's the meaning of this series. No need to learn also. No need to learn the series. Only you have to understand. Okay, we have to take out few concepts out of this. Fine. So E naught of this is given. E naught reduction potential is given in volts. So this is 2.87 here. Then cobalt is having value 1.81. After that 1.78. The values are very, very important for us. Then hydrogen we know it's 0. It's in volt. Okay, in bracket write down volt. Fine. Then lithium is minus 3.05. Okay, now what's the meaning of this series? What I said, it's defined as a series in which elements are arranged in order of their increasing, reducing tendency. Okay, so down the series, reducing power or strength increases, and above the series, oxidizing power increases. Down the series, reducing power increases. Above the series, oxidizing power increases. It means reducing power decreases above, and here oxidizing power decreases. Okay, so we can say that you can find in the series all the metals, they are present below the series. Okay, so it means all those metals, they are good reducing agents, and the metals, or you can say the elements which are present above the series, they are a good oxidizing agent. Okay, so this you have to understand. If the, you can say, reduction potential is given in negative, negative value indicates that it acts as a reducing agent and the strongest one. So out of the series, lithium is the strongest reducing agent, having the highest value in the negative reduction potential. Higher the, you can say, more negative will be the reduction potential, more better will be the strong, you can say stronger will be the reducing agent, and more positive will be the value, so more stronger is the oxidizing agent. As we know that metals act as a strong good reducing agent, and non-metals act as a good oxidizing agent, because they have a tendency to accept the electrons. That's why their value is positive, and metals, they have tendency to lose electrons. So the reason is here in the electrochemistry. In previous classes you have studied only, yes, they act as a reducing agent. Why? Because they have tendency to lose electron. Why they have tendency? From where that tendency is coming? So that is hidden in the electrochemistry. So this is the basis for that. Okay. So here negative indicating that it's the strongest reducing agent. Fine. So now let's talk about the series more. What are the values and what does they indicate, and then we'll understand its applications. So let's have a look on this. Very, very important to understand the series. Once you understand the series, then you'll be able to solve the reasoning part as well as able to solve the numericals also. Okay, so I'm writing here key points. Key points. More negative value of E naught indicates what? Strongest reducing agent. More positive value of E naught indicates strongest oxidizing agent. Okay. Now let's consider. Okay. If more negative value of E naught, strongest reducing agent, and more positive value of E naught, strongest oxidizing agent. Okay. So reducing agent means what? And oxidizing agent means what? Reducing agent, we know that reduces others and itself gets oxidized. If itself gets oxidized, this is the important part here. It means with that substance oxidation will take place, and which we know that which is taking place at anode. Okay, and oxidizing agent means what? Oxidizes others. Itself gets reduced means what? Reduction, and we know that in the electrochemical cell reduction is taking place at cathode. So this is important here. Fine. Finally, this only we have to identify with the given values of E naught, that if the value is this, then whether it will undergo oxidation or reduction, whether it is at cathode or it is at anode, it is at right or it is at left of the electrochemical cell. So this is an important part you have to identify. Suppose, okay, so we have seen that negative value means it has to be, that electrode has to be placed at anode. Positive value means that electrode has to be placed at cathode. Now let's see the different combinations. Okay, so this is important. Now let's see the other combination. Suppose if two values are given, that is negative. Take the combinations. Let's say the first one. Two cells are there, E naught values are given. If both E naught values are negative, then what will happen? Both E naught value are positive, then what will happen? And if one positive and one negative, then what will happen? So let's see. Then how you will identify which is at cathode and which is at anode. But you have to remember this key point, that more negative means oxidation, anode. Okay. So if both are negative, so more negative, oxidation, less negative, reduction. Fine if both are positive. We know that positive is towards oxidizing agent. So more positive means oxidation, less positive means reduction. Less positive. And if one is positive, one is negative, then it's obvious that negative one will be oxidation and positive one will be reduction. So this you have to remember so that you can utilize this key points for the calculation of the E naught cell. And E naught cell we know how to calculate. E cathode minus E anode, and reduction potentials will be given to you, and this E naught cell comes out to be positive. Okay, E naught cell, it has to be positive always, then only the reaction will be spontaneous, otherwise it will be non-spontaneous. Okay, so this is the meaning or the conclusion from the electrochemical series. Now let's talk about its application. Applications. First one, to predict the spontaneity of the reaction. Okay, how to predict the spontaneity of the reaction? If E naught cell comes out to be positive, but it comes out to be negative or 0, then reaction will be non-spontaneous, and if it is come to be positive, then it is spontaneous in nature. So this is one of the application. You will be able to know whether the given redox reaction is spontaneous, spontaneity of the redox reaction is spontaneous or not. Okay, how you will come to know? By the calculation of E naught cell. Okay. Second is calculation of E naught cell. For example, suppose if E naught cell is given, electrode reduction potential for zinc is given, and then let's say for nickel is given. This is 0.25 volt. Minus 0.25 volt. Okay. And this we know minus 0.76 volt. Okay. So let's calculate E naught. E cathode minus E anode. So identify first what is anode, what is cathode here. So both are negative. So as we have discussed, कि जो ज़्यादा negative होगी, at that oxidation takes place. So this is more negative. So this is oxidation part. Oxidation at the in the electrochemical cell, and this will be the reduction part. Okay, this will come on the left right side. This will come on the left side. So EC cathode minus anode. So this is cathode, this is anode. Okay, or right minus left, right minus left. So just substitute the values. 0.25 minus 0.76. Okay, volt. 0.25 plus 0.76 volt. What's the value? E naught cell comes out to be, what's the value here? You will get 615 plus 0.51, 0.51 volt. It means the reaction is spontaneous. Reaction is spontaneous. Similarly, we can take different combinations, and this is the important part to calculate the E naught cell, because this is a part of the most of the formulas that we will going to learn later on. Okay, it will deriving the Nernst equation and all. So this is one of the step in that formula, in that derivation, and it carries 1 mark in the board exam. Okay, this formula writing and substitution and its value calculation, it's all one step. All these three steps, 1 mark. Okay. So let's take the different combinations so that you'll come to know how to calculate. So this is the second application that we are discussing, calculation of E naught cell. Okay. So let's take the next combination. So the value is given. Let's say for zinc we have already know minus 0.76 volt. Okay, and for silver it is given 0.80 plus 0.80. So now the second case is coming. One is negative, one is positive. So it's obvious negative one will be reduction left side or anode. This one positive means oxidation right side or cathode. So E naught cell will be what? EC minus EA. EC is this 0.80 minus volt. 0.80 plus 0.76. It will be 1.56 volt E naught of this particular cell. Whatever the cell will be set up, so E naught of the cell of zinc and mercury combination is 1.56. Okay, so in this way you have to calculate. Fine. So feasibility of the reaction we can say. If it is coming out now, it is coming out to be positive. So it's a what? That reaction is possible. Now let's see the next one. To predict, next application, third one. Predicting whether a metal can evolve hydrogen. Predicting whether a metal can evolve hydrogen from an acid or not. Okay, so in the series you might have observed that the elements which are present above the hydrogen, they all are having positive values, and those are present below the hydrogen, they are having negative values. Okay, so those are like in the displacement reaction also, that series we have seen, in that we say that the metals which are present above the hydrogen, they can what? They can displace hydrogen from the salt solution and evolve hydrogen, and those are present below that, so they can't displace and they cannot evolve the hydrogen gas. So here you can say for evolving hydrogen from an acid, okay, what is required? E naught reduction, E naught cell has to be negative, because hydrogen is 0.00, that is positive one, so it has to be negative. Okay, so what is happening basically? Metal is losing its electron. Now these electrons will be accepted by NH plus and gives you NH plus N by 2 H. N by 2 H2, sorry. Yes. Fine. For example, if I take the metal which are present below hydrogen, let's take the example of zinc, gives you Zn2 positive and 2 electrons, so this will be accepted by 2H plus and 2 electrons gives you 2H or H2. Yes, and we know that zinc can easily displace hydrogen from dilute acid. Like we know the reaction of zinc with H2SO4, it gives you ZnSO4 plus hydrogen gas will be evolved by other metals like which are having positive value like copper, and then we have seen silver, so they'll not be able to evolve hydrogen from its salt solution, that is from the acid. Okay, because acid is a salt solution for the H plus ion, so you can say negative value is required for the evolution of hydrogen. Okay, if the value is positive, then hydrogen will not get evolved in that case. Fine. So you can say that negative E naught can liberate hydrogen from dilute acids. Okay, and you can say that if E naught cell is positive, then no liberation of H2 gas. Fine, so this you have to note, this is note point. Now let's see the next application of this that we have left. Feasibility or spontaneity we have seen, so let's highlight that only. And one that we have already discussed in terms of releasing capacity, reducing tendency or oxidizing tendency, that down the group reducing power is increasing, and bottom to top oxidizing power is increasing. Okay, this you have to remember. So let's see that application again. Feasibility of a redox reaction. So for that, E naught cell has to be positive. Okay, E naught cell has to be positive for the feasibility. And there we have seen the reduction potential values. For example, let's consider iron reacting with the Na2 positive gives you, this is aqueous, gives you Fe2 positive, aqueous plus nickel. Let's see will this reaction takes place or not. Okay, from the electrochemical series the values are given, nickel 2 positive to nickel and iron 2 positive to iron. The values are, for iron is minus 0.44 and for nickel is minus 0.25. So let's calculate its E naught. E cathode minus E anode. So which is cathode here? More negative is this one. So this is anode and this is cathode. So this is very easy to identify which one is at anode, which one is at cathode. So E naught cell is equal to minus 0.44. Minus, then minus 0.25 minus 0.44 plus 0.25 gives you what? It gives you the value which is coming out to be, it is in the negative, okay. .19 minus 0.19 volt. Now it indicates that reaction is not feasible. So this indicates that the reaction is not feasible. Okay. Now if it is not feasible, now what can we conclude from this? What's the conclusion here? Conclusion is that this is a like displacement reaction only. Okay, you know that if more reactive metal only can displace the less reactive metal. So from the E naught value, reduction value, we can come to know which one is more reactive metal. How? With the help of its E naught reduction. Reduction value means what? It is having a tendency to lose its electron. If it has a tendency to lose its electron, it means that metal is more reactive. Yes? So minus E naught indicates that it is more reactive metal. Its reactivity also. This is also one of the points. How you come to know metal is more reactive. So if more negative value is there, it is more reactive. It means iron is more reactive. Fine. So iron is more reactive. So iron minus 0.44 minus 0.25. Something is there. Okay, sorry. Here I have taken the value opposite. Cathode. I have written anode here. So it's cathode minus anode. 0.25 minus 0.44. So minus 0.25 plus 0.44 is equal to 0.19 volt. That is positive. So the reaction is feasible here. Okay, feasible here because it is positive. Sorry for that. I have in the previous before that I had written the, instead of writing cathode, I have written the anode. Okay, so this is cathode because cathode minus anode is there. So value substitution was wrong in that case. So it is feasible. Now if iron is reacting with this, it means iron is more reactive. In the series you just see it is placed below the nickel. It means it is more reactive. So it can easily displace nickel from its salt solution. That's why this reaction is taking place. Fine. So what we can conclude? Reaction is feasible in the forward direction. Reverse reaction is not possible. Okay, so what's the meaning of this? If reaction is taking place, so nickel sulfate solution cannot placed in a vessel made up of iron, because iron will react with that and it will corrode the vessel. Okay, so this cannot be placed in this solution, but opposite is possible. That is, iron sulfate solution can be placed in the nickel vessel, because that will, in that case no reaction will take place. So it's easy to preserve the iron sulfate solution in the nickel vessel. So from this, feasibility of the redox reaction will come to know whether the particular solution can be placed in the reaction or not. Okay, in that particular solution or not. So let's have a look on the other combination. Let's see one more combination. Fine, then we'll end up with the application part. So let's say one more reaction. We have to predict the feasibility. Silver is reacting with copper 2 positive. Gives you what? Copper plus silver ion. Fine. So E naught value for copper we know is 0.34 volt. For silver also we know 0.80 volt. Now both are positive. Both are positive. Fine. So more positive is your cathode, less positive is your anode. So E naught cell is equal to EC minus EA. C is 0.80 minus 0.34 gives you what? Positive value only 6.46 volt. Okay, it means it is feasible. Fine. Now what's the conclusion here? Reaction is feasible. Is coming out to be positive only. Fine. This indicates that which is more reactive here? Copper is more reactive as it is placed below the silver. Cathode minus anode. Okay. So this reaction is not possible, not feasible. This is feasible but is not feasible in the forward direction because copper is more reactive. So silver will not displace this. Okay. So this is feasible in the reverse direction, not in the forward direction. So what's the conclusion? Copper is more reactive here than silver. So it can, here silver is not that reactive. So this reaction is not possible here. But forward is possible. That's why E naught is coming out to be positive. Okay. So we can say that copper sulfate solution can be placed in a silver vessel. But silver sulfate solution cannot be placed in the copper vessel. So this is the meaning of this. You will get the questions of these type, okay, in which you have to identify whether they will ask that particular solution can be placed in a pot of the particular metal or not. Okay. So in this case, copper we know that it's present below the silver electrochemical series. So silver here cannot lose electrons to the copper. Okay, so this redox reaction is not that feasible in the forward direction, but in the backward direction it is possible. Only copper here can lose its electrons. Okay, but here it is not that case. So that's why we can say that copper sulfate can be safely placed in the silver vessel, but silver sulfate cannot be placed in the copper vessel. Okay, so this is all about electrochemical series. Okay. So what are the main applications? That we can predict the feasibility of the reaction. We can predict the feasibility of the reaction. We can predict that whether particular metal evolve hydrogen or not from its acid, dilute acid. Then we can calculate E naught cell, and we can also tell that which one is having more reducing power, which one is having more oxidizing power with the help of E naught values. So the all game has been, you can say, it's playing by the E naught values. From that you will come to know each and everything. Fine. I hope I am clear with this application or electrochemical series. This is the, you can say, the base or the building block of the electrochemistry. So in the next class we'll start with the next part, Nernst equation and all its derivations. Okay, so then next time numerical part will start. Okay, till then, thank you and have a nice day.